gosh, you guys. First of all, oh my God. I was supposed to go outside and we were supposed to see the dog before I left. Hey, D-Lovin'. We were supposed to go see the dog before I left, you guys. And I went outside after I got off the live and she done chewed her whole bed up. Okay, the bed is done, destroyed, and gone. When I tell y'all I'm done, oh, it's just ridiculous. I'm so glad to see you back, D-Lovin'. We missed you so much. We was just talking about you and just giving you a shout out as a matter of fact, too. So we are so, so happy to see you back, girl. Join the VIP Teahive games. We miss you. What's that sound I'm hearing? Did y'all hear that or was that just my phone? Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me look for something because I got to be able to tell if I'm moving fluently or not. I'm going to kick this dog's butt. This dog is a mess. And she's getting fat and I love her, but she's such a mess. It's sad. Okay. Skip survey. All right, we good in the paint. All right, let's get to it, y'all. Jesus Christ. I can't believe this damn dog, y'all. I'm really just, whoo, low. I'm trying to keep all my sanity because y'all know I beat animals and stuff. I like beating stuff. So I'm trying not to go upside this animal's head. Like, I really am. I'm trying not to do her wrong. I'm trying not to have her with the look, you know, that I'll be looking at you like, you did me wrong, girl. I'm not trying to have her looking at me like that. You know what I'm saying? But Lord Jesus. Anyway, so Carlita was saying that she was hanging out with her family for the summer. She had gotten diapers. Craig still wasn't helping her. She liked her new baby. She was saying that she enjoyed her new baby. And she was saying that once that Craig had sent her on vacation with the kids, like to Hawaii or something, she was saying. Damn touchscreen computers. Okay, there we go. And she said it was a great summer for her, as a matter of fact. I thought this was going to be the honeymoon we never had, because I guess he was coming on the trip with her, or she thought he was, or whatever and whatnot. I thought this was going to be the honeymoon we never had. Yeah, right. The trip was great. My sister Deneen and I hung out the whole trip. Craig golfed and did whatever it was he was doing. We were on the big island, had plenty to do and see. When we got back home, there was a concert Craig wanted to do. He said that since I had the boys pretty much the whole time while we were on vacation, it was both me and my sister. And he didn't spend a lot of time with me in Hawaii. He wanted to take me to see Patti LaBelle. Ooh. Oh, that's Anita. Hold on. God dang it. See, Patti LaBelle, here's the thing. When I think about that song Patti LaBelle sang, let me look it up. I'm just fucking sad. Let me just look it up. Because I'm telling you, it's like the old version of My Little Baby. Change your lifestyle, hey, and upgrade, hey, on your lifestyle. It's the older version of that song. Patti LaBelle songs. I should have put Patti LaBelle greatest hits. Patti LaBelle. Oh, wait. If only you knew how much I do love you. Okay, that one. That's the older version of See My Little Baby, hey, change your lifestyle, hey, that's an upgrade, hey, on your lifestyle. Okay, let me stop. Thank you, D-Lovin', I appreciate it. I'll be wilding the fuck out. Okay, anyway, I'm thinking he wanted to take me to see Patti LaBelle. I'm thinking, what is this man's problem? You take me to Hawaii and spend no time. You get me home and now you want to spend time with me? Just crazy. It's a lot to take in. Yes, I was beat. I needed sleep, but I was not going to sleep and pass up Patty's concert. Now, his reasoning for wanting to take me to see her was bullshit. I was thinking while we were in Hawaii, you didn't take me You didn't make time for me. So what? I really didn't care. I had a ball with my sister and the boys. So don't make this about you want to spend time now. I was over the bull with this man, but the truth was I was hoping to make the family stronger. How was I going to do it? I didn't know. It went well that night, and life was still very good. Not long after our trip back, the season was about to start up again. That was always exciting. I liked road trips. It allowed me to have some downtime. It meant no cooking, and if I didn't want to comb my hair, bitch, I didn't have to. I always kept myself looking nice when he was home, most of the time anyway. We had another great season. My boys were growing up fast, and I was ready to buy a home, so that was going to be our next thing to do. We had grown out of that townhome we were living in. Craig and I talked about it for a while. He wanted to buy a home in Chicago, but I was a little against it. I felt that Milwaukee was a great place to raise the boys because they had great schools and it felt good. It was more than enough. We had to always have a place in the Chi or the south suburbs every summer. I felt we needed to put down some roots in Milwaukee. He was working there and the team seemed to love him. So we did just that. And we found a beautiful home in Sherwood near the water in Milwaukie. I loved the house and everything. We ran into a few roadblocks. First, Craig couldn't seem to find time to go see the home. The next issue was that there were problems getting financed for the home. But it all worked itself out, and it was our first home we bought as a married couple. That went well, and we moved in, and things were great until Craig started tripping with his black and white issues. I couldn't tell you why it always came back to this. When he was high, I had to hear about it more, which was most of the time. It had gotten so bad that people hated to see Craig coming because they didn't want to hear all the militant talking. Nothing could ever just be cause it was about the black man. Nothing could ever be just cause. It was always about the black man. Now, don't get it twisted. I love the black man and the race as a whole, but I feel there's bad and good no matter what color you are. So I told Craig one day, why don't you stop this? It's too much. And for the record, there's a white man who signs your check every month. I don't see you giving it back to him. And aside from that, he's been very nice to your family, silly. Craig, when the children were asking for your autograph, they don't see color. They love you for you. Craig wouldn't get mad. He would put this silly grin on his face and get a little closer and say in almost a whisper, see, Lita, that's the problem. We as people forget. Forget what, Craig? I said to him. Then he would say, just forget it. Forget what? Just say what it is you're saying. Hey, I could be missing something. Then the conversation would be over. I hated when he did this to me. The only thing I knew for sure was he was high and his thinking was all over the place. That was never cool for me. I think Craig liked getting high more than eating. He started to do it a lot more after we bought the house. It was a non-stop breakfast, lunch, dinner, and in between. And now the team had begun to get on his ass about it. Oh, not the team had begun to get on his ass about it, child. That's just embarrassing, child. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, everybody. Chapter 7, helping doesn't always turn out like you plan. Yes. It be chapter 7. It's for Carlita and for him. It's chapter 7. For Carlita and her scumbucket brother. I almost ate this shit. I just almost looked over at this and ate it. She been eating the hell out of these like they just must be just top notch. Anyway. Looking back at my walk with Robert, it came as a surprise to me. It was in a whirlwind that we met. He was just putting my hands to look out after without me ever. It was just a whirlwind. It was just in a whirlwind that we met. He was put in my hands to look after without me ever having to say so. I was busy enough to begin with. I had 2 babies that kept me plenty busy. Sometimes when you're not planted on solid ground, you're lifted right out of your shoes before you know it. That's what happened to me. I didn't make any excuses for what happened, and I take full responsibility for my actions. Now, just in case you guys don't know who she's talking about Robert Kelly. Robert Kelly, that nigga smelly. And for what he did, he going to hell. Hey, Robert Kelly, that nigga smelly. And for what he did, he going to hell. Hey, go to hell. Go to hell. Go to hell, hey, go to hell, hey, oh, yeah, yeah, go to what, hell, yeah, yeah, go to who, hell, yeah, yeah, hell, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I be doing too fucking much, I swear, it's ridiculous. Okay. Sometimes when you're not planted on the solid ground, you're lifted right out of your shoes before you know it. That's what happened to me. I don't make any excuses for what happened. I take full responsibility for my actions. It started when my brother, Demetrius, ugly ass, stank ass, burnt out ass, smoked too much weed, 2 ass Smith, would hear this guy he found in the train station sing. If we liked him, he wanted to know if Craig would help him out in his career or put him in the hands of someone that could or would help him. My brother wanted the latter, which was for Craig to help so he could stay in the mix for himself. And of course, Craig put it all on me, as always. If it was something he didn't want to do, he would always say, let me ask my wife. He would never tell anyone the truth about how he really felt about things. And of course, I was always made out to be the bad guy. We would get some time set aside for my brother to bring this guy up to our house to sing for us so we could hear him. My brother was over the moon about this dude. I felt my brother was looking for a come up. When they arrived, I was busy with my boys doing my mommy duties. Craig called me downstairs to meet this young man. His name was Robert Kelly, that nigga smelly. And for what he did, he going to hell. He acted a little shy at the time. He seemed a little overwhelmed to be at our house. I offered him and my brother something to drink and told them to get comfortable. They had been there a short time and my brother wanted this guy to sing right away. My brother is a cat who can't sit still. He has all this nervous energy all the time. So he was doing what he does best, which was being all over the place. Girl, you ain't never lied, girl. Facts. Sit your ass down somewhere. One time I asked Demetrius Smith, I said, why the fuck can't you just sit there and shut the fuck up? I swear I had to ask him, what is wrong with you? Shut your ass up. Jesus, shut up, boy. I mean, goddamn. Whew, Jesus. Anyway, Craig always laughed at me when my brother and I were in the same room. I would have to yell at him to calm him down. It always felt he was too over the top. I felt the guys in the living room. I left the guys in the living room to talk, although I knew nothing was going to move forward without my input. Plus, I needed to make sure dinner was on and my babies were in place. I didn't feel the need to rush. Hell, they had been on the road for the past 2 hours and I wanted them to relax a bit. After about 45 minutes had passed, I was ready to engage in their conversation. I sat downstairs with them and again I had to ask my brother to calm down and take a seat. In the meeting, he kept talking about how he was doing this for his family, making sure family was going to be taken care of. All I could think was, what a load of bullshit. I was ready to hear the dude sing, and sing he did. This young man could sing. I felt he had a bright future in front of him if he got in the right hands of someone who knew what they were doing or had some major connections. Now, for the life of me, I don't know what they thought Craig could do other than give him a few dollars here and there. He couldn't manage himself. So how could/would he manage someone else's career? I knew nothing about the music industry. Well, that's what my brother wanted. He really wanted Craig to bankroll this guy. But Craig, with his bright ideas, thought we would take on managing this guy, not knowing he was already under management. Not only was he under management, the contract Robert signed was awful. Remember in Demetrius Smith's book, that I read to you guys, Demetrius and Craig were trying to get him out of this contract and even said that they wouldn't work with him if he didn't get out the contract. Robert and my brother started visiting Milwaukee a lot in the next couple of months. Robert was a very nice guy to start with. We grew close fast. The interesting thing was he was a workaholic. Things moved fast, but we needed to find out what Robert was really locked into regarding the contract he was already in. When we met this guy's manager, he too seemed like a pretty nice guy until I read the contract. Then I looked at him sideways. Craig and I talked about this contract. I was ready to walk away from the whole ordeal. I thought it would be a problem, and it was. So talking to Robert's manager was something I felt Craig should have handled. I had to handle it. And the manager got so pissed with me because he felt I was trying to take his artist. In truth, we weren't trying to do that. I tried to explain to this cat exactly what our concerns were. I said, I'm not sure if you've read the contract that you have between you and Robert, but it's not a good one on Robert's behalf. Nor is it cool for anyone else to come in and put money in this young man with you reaping all the benefits. And he's your artist, would be left holding the bag for the loan. He, your artist, would be left holding the bag for the loan. I could be wrong, but what I read here is that the contract allows you to own 80% of everything this guy does. If we put money into him, we can't get our money back because you collect first, and it leaves him with 20% of whatever is left. Now, is that fair? I asked. Not just for us, but it's fair for him. You see, sir, I said, I've learned that if you're not happy with it, if you're not happy at the end of the contract, why sign it? Meaning, if I do a deal now, down the line, I nor my husband will be happy with this. See, I'm not happy with what I'm seeing now, so there won't be any later for us. And the fact that you're screaming at me in my home is really becoming a problem. See, I totally understand that you're scared, I told this guy. I get it. You think we're going to take your artist. The truth is we might, but with that being said, I think you could be a great manager, but you're so close-minded and won't look at the contract that you have with this young man to even make it better. Remember, they couldn't even get this guy to look at the contract to even make it better. So I'm just not sure if we can play ball with you or with him for that matter. Now, this is how this will go. And then you can gather your things and leave. Go over to the contract, make some changes, and get back in touch with me. And know that the next time you come by my home, please know if you raise your voice at me, I will ask you to leave and you will not be coming back. And if you ever attempt to disrespect me again, you and I will have a problem. Now, here's where my problem is. When the hell did these people become managers and learn how to manage people all of a sudden? This just reminds me of Miss Minnie from Little Women ATL. How all of a sudden did you become a damn manager? I'm confused. Just because you got these connections, you could be a manager? What in the hell is going on with these folks? Okay. My brother and his friends got their things together and left. I was getting so tired of these guys. The manager was arrogant, my brother was hyper, and poor Robert was just an artist who wanted to sing and couldn't see that this guy was trying to rob him blind. I had developed a soft spot for Robert. He was a kind-hearted guy who was trying to find his way. We were living in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I had plenty of family there, and it was getting cold out. My brother and Robert started making that drive from Chicago to Milwaukee almost every week since the time we had met. And the second weekend had not been any different from the last. Although this time, they brought the manager again, and he had not budged from the last conversation I had had with him. I remember all parties sitting at my dining room, and it was a little uncomfortable for them. I was not about to be on pins and needles in my own home. I had spoken to Craig about the contract, and in fact, he was the one who pointed out the few things in the contract that I missed, as well as letting one of his attorney friends look at it. I felt comfortable in my argument, and I was going to stand my ground about the choices we made together. I left it up to Craig to handle the meeting, and I stayed upstairs with the boys for a while. It seemed pretty intense, mainly because of my brother. I kept hearing his big mouth. He was always trying to intimidate folks, mainly Craig. Girl, you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. I felt, let me tell y'all what Demetrius Smith gonna tell me one day. And I'm on my way to court, okay? This fool gonna say that he done got his ass out of his car, socked somebody in the face, jumped back in his car, and then came to my court date. Bitch, don't do that. The fuck wrong with you? Craziness. Anyway, so he was always trying to intimidate folks, mainly Craig. I felt it was best to get downstairs to get some control about this thing. I felt my brother was disrespecting my husband and it was going to stop. When I came down the stairs, Craig was speaking. He seemed a little rattled by the way the meeting was going. What pissed me off was he was caving into their demands, and for sure he got it all wrong. His voice was soft when he spoke. He seemed uneasy with all the conflict. He said to them that he was going to go with what it was they wanted. So I said, "What is that, Craig?" After I heard the ordeal, I said, "Nope, that's not what's going to happen, not at all." Now my brother was ready to go off. I told him he could sit his ass down or leave. I said, "Look, I'm not Craig. I'm not here, nor is he here." Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm not here, nor is he here to please any of you. So this is the deal. The contract goes or we don't talk anymore. Everything is off the table. Now you've all overstayed your welcome and you can leave now. I was done with all of it. Nothing should be this hard. Plus, no one was going to come to my house and have a shouting match and make me or my husband uncomfortable. And as sure as my name is Carlita, Craig was not going to put a stop to this, but you best believe that I was. The manager was pissed and walked out, never to return again. This cat couldn't get out of his head that he was cheating this guy, and my brother had no loyalty to anyone. So the best thing for them was to leave. It was weeks before we heard anything from my brother again. Craig let him and Robert come up to our home again for a few weeks, again after a few weeks had passed. I was ready to move on from all the drama that came with meeting Rob. We had known this guy for about 6 months and it felt like years. I knew Craig and Rob had kept in touch from time to time, which is the only reason why they came back to our home. Craig took a liking to this Robert. So again, when they came back, they would have these discussions about business. From the conversation Craig and I were having in the background, he wanted to manage this dude, and my conversation was, how is it going to be possible? The truth is, Craig, I can't see it. He said, why don't you do it then, you and your brother? Hell no, I replied. I can't work with my brother. Our relationship is strained already. And no, I don't know nothing about the industry. Craig said that Rob is going to fire his manager, which is what they had been talking about. I said to Craig, don't go making promises you can't fulfill. You know where and how you are. That went in one ear and out the other. Craig said he was setting it up for Robert to sing the national anthem at one of the games. Before you know it, I was working with Robert. He had started showcasing his talent around the Chicago area. Craig and I went to a few showcases, and when Craig was out of town, he wanted me to be at his shows. Craig had me taking Robert shopping for clothes, making sure he had money in his pocket. He wanted to keep Robert out of the subway. I spoke with my husband about what I was feeling. This guy's an adult. He should try to hold his own. The subway was a means to an end for him, and he should do the subway if he felt he needed to. Craig felt it was too dangerous for him to be in the subway. I told Craig to pull it together and get over it. I said, who do know that can help? So who do you know is probably what it means. Who do you know that can help Rob? Uh-oh. Shoot. Who do you know that can help Rob? We don't know this business. I felt we were approaching it all wrong. To me, this didn't seem like how things were supposed to be going. It didn't make sense. It was like this dude had become one of my children. I felt like an adult babysitter. I also felt that Craig was pushing me off in this direction to keep me out of his hair. Aside from it all, it started to become uncomfortable at first. But before you knew it, Robert and I started becoming very close. When the time came for Robert to do the national anthem, Craig had him up and my brother came up a few days early. Robert got very sick, so sick that he couldn't sing the national anthem. I had to wait on him hand and foot. Damn, this is crazy and too much damn work, I thought. But in that time, he had been at our home and discussed some very personal things with me, such as how he didn't like school and that he didn't finish school. He had never learned to read. He also told me things about his family, like how he had to make it so he could help his mom and brothers and sisters have a better way of life. He also revealed that he hated having to go to the subway to make money, but that he had to eat, and that's how he ate. He also talked about his manager and how he felt he was in the middle of a big mess, which I agreed with. I felt it had started to become messy. I loved being at our place. He loved being at our place. He liked my brother, but he also felt he was over the top, even though he had good intentions. I made Robert stay at my home very comfortable. All Robert wanted to do was lay in the room and not move the whole time he had been sick at our home. The room reeked of stank and funk, so I forced him to take a shower, only to learn he didn't know how to turn on a shower, nor had he ever had one. Really? Really? He don't know how to take a shower? What kind of bullshit? Thank you, Kimberly. I see you, girl. So I felt like I was dealing with a kid. I cleaned the room while he was in the shower because it was in need of it. After he was done, he thanked me and I let the guy rest. The next morning, he and I talked more about him and what his plans were. He had big dreams and opened up to me a great deal. He seemed to be feeling a little better that next morning. Craig asked me to take him out and buy him a suit and some shoes for later that night. He was to sing the national anthem at the Bucks game later on that evening. I did with no problem. We went to the mall, bought clothes, ate, talked, and had a good time. One thing we could do was laugh. We had become friends in the months as they had come around. But while we were in the mall, he started to feel bad and his fever came back. I got him back to my house so he could rest and be ready for the game. I felt Robert growing really close to me and very comfortable, and I too became comfortable telling him things about me and my marriage. I asked him if I could help teach him to read, and he agreed. In turn, he would teach me how to sing. Child, let me teach you how to wash your ass, how to read, how to think, how to sing. Said, child, let me teach you how to wash that ass, how to think, how to read, and how to sing. That damn, where's your mama? She didn't teach you how to wash your ass, how to read, how to sing. I said, damn, where's your mama? Didn't that motherfucker teach you how to think? Come on now. He was pretty excited and so was I. Well, me teaching him to read and him teaching me to sing never happened. I also asked him how he kept up with the songs he wrote. He said he had a photographic memory. I could see that he was very talented and he could sing a new song and never miss a beat. While he and Craig rested that day, I made Craig's normal pregame dinner, something he never veered from. Then I hung out with my boys and got them ready for later on that evening. They weren't going to be at the game, but I had books and games in place for the babysitter. My brother was all over the place again. He was mostly around Craig when it was time for Craig to leave for the game. My brother and Rob left with Craig and I came later. By the time I made it, the game hadn't started and Robert was not going to sing because he was feeling awful. That's the second time. Shit, I wouldn't even ask him no more. He was feeling awful. I was asked to take Robert back to my home. Oh, God, no. Did you ride that sick stick? Let me stop. I need to stop. But my sixth sense is telling me that you rode the sick stick. That's all I'm saying. He had gotten sicker and couldn't sing. I told my brother to take him, and of course he said Craig said for me to do it. I went and found my husband and asked him to get someone else to do it. Craig said, Johnny wants me to watch the game and there's no one else to take him, so you have to do it, Lita. I pulled my neck back and said, what the hell is wrong with you, man? I don't get this. Let's just say for the record, I want to watch the game in case you didn't know it. The Bucks were playing Philadelphia. Now, who didn't want to see Dr. J play? I sure wanted to stay. Craig gave me this sorry look and said, Lita, take him to the house and come back. That's all you got to do. I grabbed my keys and turned to Robert and said, let's go. Oh, I was hot. I couldn't believe my brother got to stay at the game and I had to take Robert back to the house. I was surprised at my brother because any other time he would have jumped at the chance of keeping Robert and I apart. Or should I say, keeping this guy in his back pocket. Well, during the drive, Rob seemed to be feeling better. I gave him a crazy look as to say, what is really going on here? I asked if he wanted to grab a bite to eat before we went back to the house, so we did. When we got back to my home, we sat out in the car eating, talking, and laughing. I forgot he was sick. Robert said he thought his nerves got the best of him. Adding in the fever, he said he thought he was going to faint, although he did throw up when he was there. I couldn't make heads or I couldn't make heads or tails of it. Robert was shy, but for some reason on this night he found enough nerve to make a confession to me. He told me that he had started developing feelings for me and he wanted to kiss me. He asked me not to be upset with him. I wasn't mad one bit, to be honest. The only thing I was hoping was that Robert wasn't trying me because I had told him one of my dark secrets. I told him that I was unhappy and I knew my husband had cheated on me a few times and that my friend and mentor and I had crossed the line. I would not tell him who he was, but then I felt if my husband could, so could I. My mentor played in the NBA and I didn't want to put his name out there, but the truth is I knew Robert had these feelings and I had felt these feelings for a while also. It was obvious to my brother as well, and his ass was always lurking in the corners trying to hear us talking. But little did he know, no one had made a move on the feelings, although I had developed these feelings as well. Okay, so in Demetrius Smith books, he does say that his sister he felt like his sister was doing too much trying to be around Robert, and he felt like he wanted to keep them apart. Now that he did say. Burn. Child, let me see something. Hold up. Let you ain't, no matter. Okay. When I told Robert how I felt, he reached over to me and kissed me, and I didn't stop him. Was it wrong? Yes, but I didn't care. For the moment, I felt alive after that kiss. He tried to do it again, and I did stop him. I let him know how I felt about what was happening. I said, I'm married. We laughed to stop the awkwardness that we were both feeling. He started to apologize for the kiss. I said, please don't do that. I wanted to kiss you as well, but I can't do this again. We can't let our feelings get in the way of business, I said. Maybe it's that we're always around each other and things seem a little cloudy. And from the looks of things, I'm going to be working with you a lot. Craig seems to be relying on me to get things done. At this point, we'd agreed not to do it again. Once we were out of the car, Robert was helping me get the bags to bring in the house, and he grabbed me and kissed me again. Once again, I didn't stop him. All I knew was I was going to be in trouble. I wanted him kissing me. I wanted to venture down this road for so many reasons. So I made excuses to carry on with this man. And that's the night my affair started with Robert Kelly. I didn't sleep much that night. I felt good and guilty all at the same time. I didn't know what to do or where this was going, if anywhere. All I knew was my husband wanted me to work with this guy, and now I wanted this guy in my bed. Sleeping in my bed, my bed, my bed. Somebody's taking my place. Somebody's sleeping in my bed. Come on, Rob. You inspired that song, Robert. Yep. First herpes kiss. You are horrible. You are horrible for that. 1, I said, give me that tongue. 2, I'm about to piss on you. 3, girl, bring it to me. 4, I put you down on all fours. 5, I'm about to hog tie a bitch like 6. I'm a hog tie this bitch again. 7, I'ma send a bitch to heaven. 8, I'ma make sure she ain't 8. 9, I'ma have to close these blinds. 10, bitch, you can't call your friends. 11, bitch, fuck your parents too. And 12, I'ma have to pee on you. Out of the closet. All right, anyway, let me get back to it. I didn't know what to do or where this was going, if anywhere. All I knew was my husband wanted me to work with this guy, and I wanted this guy in my bed. I got up the next morning and went for a run to clear my head. I found myself being weak to this man, and I had to get my control back and stop this altogether. That's what my head was saying. And then my head said, why not? You're not happy in your marriage. He cheated several times, and he never takes your back on anything. He pushes you into this man's bed, and he's always asking you to be with other men and other women, so why not go for it? I needed an excuse to justify my wrongdoing. Man, there was a battle going on with me. I loved my family, but I was not in love with my husband. I stayed because I thought I was financially secure. How do I win? I thought going for a run would clear my head, but it seemed to have made it worse. When I got back to the house, my brother and Rob were preparing to leave. I couldn't look at this man because I was so torn about the night before. I then said to myself, it was only a kiss. Get over it. While I was on my run, the guys had made plans for me to go to Chicago to an event Robert was going to be singing at. Craig would be out of town, so he wanted me to cover it for him. I said to Craig, stop making plans for me, and asked me before volunteering for me to do anything. When it came out of my mouth, they all would look shocked because of the tone in my voice. So I said, what? Did I say something wrong? My brother said, what attitude? I hadn't realized I had one, so I pulled my feelings in and said, look, I'm not sure if I can make it down there. I have things to do here, so I'm not sure I want to drive to Chicago right now. I'm sure Robert thought I had lost my mind. I had by letting him kiss me. I took the trip to Chicago. I got there late because I had to get my hair done and find a place to stay because it was going to be late for me to drive back. When I got there, the show was great. Afterward, they had a little after party. I remember I was about to leave and Robert grabbed my hand and asked me to dance. What's that song? It's in my head. Play another no wait. Dance with my baby. Fuck it. I can't remember. Can't remember the song. A slow jam. How I go? For my baby and for me. I can't remember what I'm trying to sing. Bump it. All right. They said he grabbed my hand and asked me to dance. He said, they playing our song, Secret Lover. They playing our song. Secret Lover had just started to play. When he took me in his arms, I started to shake. I felt right, although we knew it was wrong. I wanted this man's lips on mine. He was whispering in my ear and telling me how he wanted to kiss me. I wanted him and I wanted him bad. That night, Robert came to my hotel room and stayed with me. Child, what the fuck? Robert came to your hotel room and stayed with you? What? The passion we had for each other could have steamed the room just from our breathing. Robert made me feel he was what I needed. That was the start of our love affair. Not love affairs. Love affair? Are you serious? We spent a great deal of time together after that night. He wrote songs about us, and we had lots of fun doing it. When I wasn't with him, we was on the phone. When I wasn't with him, we was on the phone. We had to be careful. He was embarking on his career, and I wanted to help at this point. Our biggest problem was my brother. He acted like he was Robert's woman. He would see me in town and some days wonder why I was with Robert. We never let him know anything. Robert and I would go to the music store and he would play the keyboards and come up with songs on the spot. So one day I decided to go buy him a keyboard he wanted and a drum machine. He and I had plans to hang out. He was doing a show and I checked into my favorite place and I put the keyboard and drum machine in the bathroom. And when we got into the room, I told him that I had left some things in the bathroom. I asked him if he could grab it for me. When Robert came out the bathroom, he was in tears. He couldn't believe it. He played that thing all night. Robert and I had learned from each other. We were each other's teacher. He was my best friend and I was his. Again, I knew I was wrong, but I didn't care. I felt things. We laughed a lot, had some good times as we traveled. He didn't have to be a secret to my boys because he was always around them anyway. Hanging out was easy. I loved him. Girl, you did what? I loved him, and I believed him when he told me he loved me. Girl, did you love it? Girl, don't you do it? Our affair went on for over a year. Girl, don't you do it? Hold up. Girl, don't. Anyway, things were changing for him. He asked me to leave my husband, and I said no. It wasn't that I didn't want to. I did, but my boys were the glue that kept my marriage together. At least for me, it did. After Robert and I decided to go our separate ways, he told me he understood why I wouldn't leave. But when he made it, he was going to come and get me, and that I should look for him driving in a limo, climbing on a ladder to take me away. I thought it was cute though, but I knew it would never happen. We remained friends, and I would attend studio sessions every now and again, only to see what he had been working on. We had grown apart, but when he became a part of the group, he came to me and asked me for monies. He knew I believed in him, and it was a great opportunity for him to go on the show, The Big Break. He and his new manager asked me for $9,000. After they gave me all the details, I threw it out there to Craig. He didn't want anything to do with this, nor did I. But I didn't want Rob to miss out on an opportunity to get his foot in the door. So I decided to move forward with it. I got the cash together, drew up a contract, and had all parties sign it. It's still a contract I have today. Robert Kelly made me promises that he's never kept. Robert Kelly made me promises that he's never kept. He took me to the side and looked me in my eye and said, Cardi. He called her Cardi. C-A-R-D-Y. That's what he called me. If we win, I'm going to pay you all your money back. And if we don't win, I'm going to make it big, and I'm going to pay you all your money and then some. You will never want for anything, he said. He took full responsibility and promised me that no matter what, he would make it a point to pay me back my $9,000 I had taken a chance on them with. Well, that was over 15 years ago, and he never looked back to give me a dime. Now, I don't hold hard feelings for him, but I know for a fact that there were 2 times where I had fallen on hard times and I asked him to reach for me and he turned me down. I didn't ask for what was given to him so many years ago. Just a small token would have helped. I don't know what hardened folks' hearts so badly, but the saying is so true, what goes up must come down. My brother was a head case, and he worked for Rob many years only to be mistreated and left with nothing. But hey, if he had done his job not worrying about me and my business, maybe he would have gotten further. I have always and always will wish Rob the best, and had what we had, and at the time it worked for me. I learned it will always be a part of my journey. Girl, woo, woo, wow. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this. Hold on. Let me see. Not that. Why is it doing that? Let me see. Why is it doing that? Okay, I'm trying to show you guys this contract. But, yes, okay. But for some reason, bear with me, you all. I'm trying to show you guys something. This is just not working out. All right, well, I guess I can't show you. I don't know why. I don't know why, Or what the heck's going on? I should be able to pull that up with no problems. Hold up, let me try one more time. That should be coming up. I'm so confused why that's not coming up. That should be coming all the way up. All the way up. 10, 10. Okay, anyway. There we go. But why didn't it do it? Now I done moved some stuff I didn't mean to move. What? Hold on. I'm trying to show y'all this contract and it won't let me. Do y'all see it? It's not showing it to y'all, huh? That's crazy. That's crazy that it won't show it and it's making me mad. So that's okay. I'm just over it. But child, this is a mess. So here she has a contract here between her and him. She has here pictures and stuff like that. I'm still trying to show y'all. I just can't. There we go. Bow. All right. Here's what she has. There we go. Okay. So that's just a little bit of work to help out. Here's the contract between her and Robert Kelly. Okay. Now, unfortunately for us, let me see. There should be a tool to make this bigger and smaller, right? Let me see. Uh-oh, somebody outside yelling. No, I don't want nothing to do with that. All right. Here is the contract between them two. I was going to try to make it larger and read it to you guys. Unfortunately, it looks like I won't be able to read it. Anyway, here goes some of the pictures. Her and her two boys and Craig Hodges, my brother, while playing for the Milwaukee Bucks. This is Jabril and Jamal. Aw, I remember when my sons used to look like that. So cute. Yep, Jamal done got his little color on him. Jabril and Jamal. How cute. Craig Hodges. Lord, he ugly. Carlita's so pretty, but her baby daddy, I don't know about him. All right, girl. Yes, girl. Good job. Kids graduated. My son all grown up. Work hard and play hard. Jabril. Jabril Hodges playing in Germany. The light of her life. Okay. Caitlin, I guess that would be. Is that? Oh, that's her daughter. Okay. Oh, she started all the way over, she said. Now that one looks like her. Okay, that one looks just like her. For real, for real. All right, let's read the first paragraph of chapter 8. It is called The Trade to the Phoenix Suns. The Milwaukee Bucks had given a random drug test and Craig didn't do too well. Aside from that, Minister Farrakhan had come to town and Craig went to see him. Now his ass was on a roll. Yep, it got his ass traded to another team. He was calling white folks devils and doing interviews. He was out of control. We had only been home less than a month and the team didn't want any parts of his outrageous behavior. When Craig came home and told me he had been traded, I was shocked. I was a little sad because I didn't want to leave my new home, although he had to leave the very next day. For the life of me, I couldn't understand why and who he was bad at. He was playing in the NBA and made plenty of money. He had a family. Why couldn't he just shut his damn motherfucking goddamn mouth? Huh? Tell me that. Tell me that. Why couldn't you just shut it up? Huh? Tell me what's going on with him. All right, y'all. I enjoyed that read. That was a good read this time around. What did you say? So, audience, what do you guys think about it? I'm just asking. Just want to know if you guys thought it was good or bad or okay. Well, I thought you guys were gonna think it was good. But it's all good. Oh, okay. Well, you did think it was good. Well, thank you. I was just asking, I just wanted to know what y'all had thought about it. Did I get paused for a minute? I know why I got paused, because I wanted to go to that clapping window. That was fun though. I like to do the clapping window. All right. Anyways, guys, make sure you follow me on my social media. Of course, I'm moving slow. Oh, okay, there we go. Make sure you guys follow me on all of my social media. I'm going to be trying to do more with my Facebook and with the website. Trying to put some nasty stuff on the website, y'all. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys leave comments, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe.